Hello my friends, welcome to my YouTube channel where I make Affinity fun and easy to learn. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to use the control tool inside of Affinity Studio, right? So if it's something you want to learn, kindly hit the subscribe button and make sure to like this video and share this video so that this video can get recommended. Without having to say much, let's get started. So if you're in the Pixel Studio, it is best to navigate to the vector, and of course you can find the control tool here. So it's like the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th tool inside here, and the shortcut tool is letter O. So when you are on your keyboard, you can quickly jump into the control tool by pressing what? Letter O. Now I need you to pay full attention in this video to understand. Now, what is the control tool? Now, according to Affinity, the control tool is used to offset the stroke of a curve or a shape by simply dragging in or out or left or right. So let's jump right into this. So first and foremost, let's pick our specimen for experiment, which is the rectangle tool. Now I'm going to draw a perfect shape rectangle. You might just draw any rectangle you want. It might not be perfect like mine. I'm going to draw this here, and of course you can see on the layers I don't have anything inside of layers. So I'm just going to give this the green color here like this, and of course you can see that the colors are in check. Now if I want to use the control tool, or how most of you have been using the control tool, click on the control tool and of course you drag out like this. Now this is me offsetting the parts, right? Now this is fine. Now let me quickly explain the options you have here. Now by default it's set to round. Now if let me press Ctrl Z, I'm going back. So if I take this to the left hand side using my contour tool, I'm offsetting the shape inside. But if I take it to the right, I'm taking it outside. Now how far you go depends on how much offset you have. And of course the first thing here, you can determine how much you want. If I put in 15, you can see I have the original shape inside here like this, and I have the offsetted shape outside, right? So if I put in, let's say 30, you can see how you can choose to do this manually also by just doing it by default, right? So this is where you can set this manually, or you can just impute the value you want. Like I said, this by default is rounded corner. You can change it to mitre, and you can also change this to bevel, right? So it depends on what you actually want. So I will use a different example to explain all of this going forward. Now this is how best to use the contour. So let me Ctrl Z all of this and take you to the beginning where I started from. Now follow me, make sure you pay attention here. So the first thing, you have a rectangle. Now if you want to make this work, if you want to make sense out of what you are doing, the first thing you should do is to duplicate this rectangle. So Ctrl J, I'm going to have a duplicate of this rectangle. By default, it's going to be on top here. So I can just move this downward. Now to identify the rectangle, I'm just going to give it a different color. So I'm going to give it a darker color, a darker shade of this green. So I'm going to shift inside here, and this is going to be my shade of green. So I'm just going to use this instead. I'm going to have this here. So if I turn this off, this is what I duplicated. So let me turn this back on. Now I'm selecting the shape that I duplicated. Now I can go over to my control tool and I can choose to push this to the right to bring it outside, right? Now you can see how this actually works. So I have this shape. So I can change the corners. I can choose to have this. I can push it outward further, or I can choose to have this. I mostly like using this, or I can use a rounded corner instead. Now I cannot make adjustments to this because it's still in its form, right? For me to make adjustment to it, I have to click on the big appearance. So when I click on the big appearance, now it has converted this to a curve. So I can now move this outside and move it how best I want to move it, right? So because if I leave it, let me press the Ctrl Z. If I leave it like this, I have to select the 12 of them to move this all around, and most times I just want to have freedom to do what I want to do. Now, a perfect example is what I'm going to show you here. Say, let me delete this. So say, for instance, I want to create a subscribe button. So I'm just going to use my rectangle tool and I'm just going to draw a rectangle like this. I'm going to give it a red color like this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click the corner tool here, and I'm going to highlight all the corners, and I'm going to move it inside like this. Move it inside, make sure I have a perfect circle. I have a rounded rectangle like this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, Ctrl J, and I'm going to bring this underneath like this, right? And I'm going to change the color. I'm going to use a darker shade of this color. Somewhere here is good. And I'm going to make this work, I'm just going to click on the contour tool, and I'm going to bring this outside here like this, right? Great. So I have this in place. So I can select this one here, and since I want to make further adjustment, or if I want to choose to make further adjustment, I can select my contour tool and say, hey, bake the appearance. So by doing this by default, I have converted this to curve, so I can select the nodes, I can delete what I want to delete, or I can choose to leave whatever I want to leave here. I can choose to delete nodes like this, or I can choose to leave this way, right? To make this very good and easy, I can select the 12 of them, I can group them, and let me move this upward here, and I can press Ctrl J to make a duplicate copy of this. I can bring this down here, move this down like this, and with this selected, I can go over to my transparency tool, and I can do stuff like this to create this like this. And if I want to make this much more interesting, what I will need to do is I'm going to go over to my ellipse tool. I'm going to draw a ellipse on top of this group on top here. I'm going to draw an ellipse like this, and I'm going to make this white, right? I'm going to apply the same thing, go over to my transparency, but this time I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to do something like this. I'm holding down shift just I don't get something like this. So hold down shift to keep it on a straight line, right? So with this done, I'm just going to, you can see that it is part of this group, right? So I can have this, and I can have a simple word like, with my text tool, I'm just going to type something simple. I'm going to type subscribe. So this is like a call to action. If you've not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the videos I'll post in any time from now. So I can have this here, and I can leave it in the color of white. I can shift this upward to make this nicer. And if it's too much, you can reduce your opacity here, and you can have a nice effect. Now, we created this from the foundation of just having to use the contour tool, right? So it's very basic. Now, let me get rid of all of this, right? You can also use, let me explain other functions of the contour tool. Now, when you look at this, if you click on the contour tool, I've not explained all of this. Now, let me use a simple line tool to explain this. Now, when I click on the pen tool, the line tool is just the fourth one here. So when I click on this, I can easily just click to draw a straight line, or you can click one here, hold down shift, and click here to draw a perfect line. Now you can go over to your stroke here and increase the size of your stroke like this, right? So by default, this is what I have. Now, if I switch back to the contour tool, I can easily change this. If I change this to round corner, you can see it's not actually working well because I have not applied the contour. So when I click on, let me drag out like this, you can see by default, because it's set to none here, it is a square shape. But when I choose this round, you can see it has moved to round. When I click on this, you can see how it has moved. And I can also not use any of this because why? It's a line. So this can also only work when you have a line, right? You can see I can toggle in between, and I can leave it in its default state, right? You can also bake appearance here, or for close. You can also bake appearance here. When you click on this, now make sure before you bake appearance, you've made all your corrections or your settings, right? Before you apply that to it. So, and you can also force open or force close here, right? Based on default. So these are simple ways that you can use your contour tool inside of your Affinity Studio. If you have any question, leave in the comment section for me. If you have any tool that you're having difficulty in learning, make sure you also comment that in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.
With over 1,000 premium fonts, over 100 high-quality PSD flyer templates, over 700 icons, over 3,000 premium stock photos, 3,000 plus high-resolution backgrounds, 1,000 plus 3D and PNG assets, editable PSD templates, and lots more. If you're a creative designer, UI, UX, or web designer, the Smart Designer's graphics assets will make your life much more easier.